you ever sit and find yourself wondering how chemical reactions take place? What's actually happened here? The chemistry behind it, the thermodynamics, why a reaction happens in the first place? If so, then you've come to the right place.
Into it. Now, there are certain requirements that students must adhere to be able to study A-level chemistry. So you need a grade B in separate science, in separate chemistry, or 2 grade Bs in the double award. Okay, and that's important because that shows that you have a solid enough understanding to be able to take the knowledge that you already have and apply it to the A-level course. You also need to have an ability in maths. Now, it's often overlooked, but maths and chemistry go hand in hand, and there's actually a lot of maths in the international version of the A-level chemistry topic. So maths is important. Now, how does the structure of the course work? The course is split up into two years. Year 12, where we have 3 exams, and year 13, where we have 3 exams. So year 12 starts off with looking at Unit 1. Now, Unit 1 covers formulae, equations, and amounts of substances. It covers structure and the periodic table. So these are all things that we've looked at before in year 11 and year 10. So we're looking at using moles, calculating masses, percentage yields. We're looking at displacement neutralization reactions, electronic configuration, but it goes into more detail. You know, we start to look at periodic properties. We start to look at different types of bonding. We've looked at ionic covalent and metallic, but we start to introduce polar covalent bonding, dative covalent bonding. So it really goes into more detail. An introduction to organic chemistry, so alkanes and alkenes in these 2 topics. So we're looking at formulae to represent organic compounds, isomerism. We're looking at polymers and polymer waste. So that is all examined in Unit 1, which is a 1 hour 30-minute exam worth 80 marks. Okay, Unit 2 follows a very similar pattern, with it being a 1 hour 30 exam worth 80 marks, but we look at some more topics there. We look at energetics, so we're looking at enthalpy change, Hess's law. We're looking at intermolecular forces and the properties of substances linked in with their intermolecular forces. We look at redox chemistry, so students have touched upon that in year 11 and year 10. We go into that in more detail. We look at the chemistry of group 1, 2 and 7, so alkali metals, alkali earth metals and the halogens. We start to look at kinetics and equilibria in a bit more detail, so activation energy, reaction profiles, catalysts, the effects of changing conditions on equilibrium. Again, all things that have studied, but this is a lot more detailed. Another organic chemistry topic to finish Unit 2, where we start to look at the reactions of the alcohols, the reactions of halogenoalkanes, and we start to look at spectra to identify organic structures and molecules. So we look at infrared spectroscopy, we look at mass spectrometry. Okay, and the final exam in year 12 is a practical exam, or it's an exam based on practical skills. Okay, so this is a 1 hour 20 exam worth 50 marks. Now, the good thing about A-levels, students have to complete experiments. They have to carry out practical work. And there are a list of 16 core practicals that are carried out over year 12 and year 13. And that still gives students the opportunity to get hands-on in chemistry, which is, you know, it's a practical subject. So we go all the way down here where we have 16 core practicals. The first 8 are covered in year 12, and they would be on that paper that I just showed you there. They would be on paper 3 or unit 3. You've got these 8 core practicals. So they're written assessments based on practical skills. And the rest of them here, these would all be in year 13. And they're linked in with the topics that you study. So all of these 8 core practicals do link in with these topics of study there. Okay, and as we move into year 13, it follows a very similar pattern. So you've got 3 exams. Okay, unit 4 and unit 5 are based upon 5 topics in each one. So for example, in year 13, Unit 4, we're looking at rate equations. We're looking at why reactions happen the way they happen. We're looking at entropy, Born-Haber cycles. We're looking at equilibrium in even more detail, equilibrium constants. We're looking at acid-base equilibria, so pH of solutions, different indicators. Another organic chemistry topic there, carbonyls, carboxylic acids. We're looking at isomerism. Okay, Unit 5, as we move into Unit 5, we've got another redox topic where we're going to look at enthalpy changes, transition metals, where we look at the importance of transition metals and the uses, mainly for the first row between calcium and gallium. Okay, we've got some more organic chemistry there. Sorry, redox equilibria. We're going to be looking at electrochemical cells, standard electropotentials. But it's the same way. You've got 2 1-hour 45-minute exams worth 90 marks. Okay, and then the final exam in the whole of your A level is Unit 6, and that's the practical skills based on, like I said, based on these core practicals here. Okay, so that's how it works. Skills for your CV. You know, any science is going to build on your skills for your CV. Problem-solving skills, certainly in chemistry. Teamwork, written and oral communication, all important as you go on and you look at careers. Some specific careers linked to chemistry. Chemical engineer, forensic science, both very popular. Into the pharmaceutical industry, the agrochemicals industry, petrochemicals industry, all industries that are used or use a chemical background. You can go into further studies. You could go on and do a master's or a PhD from studying chemistry. What do most graduates do? Most of them go into employment or further study. Okay, about just over 80% there employed or in further study. The areas, technicians, other professions, or science professionals. Okay, they're the most common. That's a useful website to what you can do with a chemistry degree. Okay, so the next step, have discussions with your families, with yourselves, with each other, with me. Come and see me, come and see Miss Downs in class, and just have those discussions. Hope that's been useful. Like I say, any questions, do get in touch. Thank you.